Scuderia Ferrari made their F1 debut in 1950 in the first season of F1. They have 16 constructor titles, most of anyone, 15 driver championships, 245 plus wins, 1050 plus race starts, over 230 pole positions. Some of the greatest F1 drivers have raced for Ferrari, like Michael Schumacher, Juan Manuel Fangio, Kimi Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel. Ever since the 2008 season, the fucking infamous...
Oh, is that clock going slowly? It is! That's clock!
Yeah, dude, ever since then, Ferrari haven't won a single fucking title. Ferrari have bloody come close to winning the title so many times. 2018 Seb crash in Germany. Even bloody last season, where they lost out the constructor by 14 points. Well, man, just let this fucking topic go. Really fucking depressing. Ferrari currently are P2 in the constructors. They are 299 points behind the McLaren. I think at this point it's literally impossible for them to catch up to the McLarens. The fight for P2 is going to be between Ferrari and Mercedes, with Mercedes really close behind the Ferraris. The problem with Mercedes has been reliability, some due to mechanical issues and some just due to him crashing. They've just been inconsistent. Russell has been bringing in the majority chunk of the points, while Kimi performs now and then, so it's an on and off performance. If Mercedes manage to solve the reliability issues, it'll be a good fight for P2. Next, let's just talk about a few rumors that were floating about this season. The Italian media started reporting that Vasseur's job is under threat and that the senior management in Ferrari was actually looking into replacing because he couldn't win the championship. Vasseur himself had dismissed this. He said that the Italian media are just causing chaos and there was no substance to these rumors, with both the Ferrari drivers coming out in support for Vasseur. Ahead of the Hungarian Grand Prix, it was announced that he had signed a multi-year extension with Ferrari and was to remain as the Scuderia's team principal. If you ask me, it was a good move. Changing the team principal at this point was unnecessary. I think give Vasseur some more time. I think he's done a great job with the team. Yeah, they haven't won a championship, but they've been close quite a few times because we've seen that changing team principal hasn't made a difference. The Ferrari drivers are currently P5 and P6 in the driver standings, with Leclerc on 151 points and Hamilton right behind him with 109 points. Leclerc has had 142 Grand Prix points with 9 sprint points, giving a total of 151. He's had 5 podiums so far. Lewis Hamilton has only had 95 Grand Prix points with 14 sprint points. Hamilton clearly doing better than Leclerc in sprints, while Leclerc has a clear edge in race situations. Yeah, the hunt for the podium in red is still on. Hamilton is yet to achieve it. He's currently on to make an unwanted record of the most race starts before getting a podium in the Scuderia Ferrari team. Let's talk about the positives of Ferrari this season. One of the main positives of the Ferrari team is their reliability. They've had 0 mechanical issues this season. They've finished all the races. There's been no DNF except for those disqualifications. Next up is the strategy. I don't know what they've done. I don't know what changes has been done in the department for the strategy in Ferrari, but nowadays Ferrari strategy is on point. Except for their first race in Australia. A few examples would be Bahrain, Miami, where they perfectly switched tires in those changing conditions. Imola is a good example. So Ferrari seem to be nailing the strategy really well this season. That's a big positive. The next is their pit stops, obviously. Dude, Ferrari nearly every race have been doing a 2-second pit stop. They've been nailing it with both their drivers. Ferrari usually gets made fun for their pit stops and their strategies, but this season they seem to have improved it a lot. If you look at the DHL Fastest Pit Stop Awards, which gives awards to teams for how fast their pit stops are, so it's like a constructor title type thing for pit stops, Ferrari is clearly number 1. There are 389 points, while McLaren, the closest, is at 231. It clearly shows how far Ferrari have come this season compared to previous years where Ferrari haven't been that good in pit stops. But this year, man, something is different in that team. They've done really well. No more Monaco 2022 flashbacks for Ferrari, I guess. Hopefully they keep this up in the next half. Next, let's come to the negatives. The upgrades that Ferrari have brought in haven't drastically improved the car. It's not like the upgrades have failed. It definitely has taken the car towards the right direction, but they aren't revolutionary. Yes, it's small steps, but I think Ferrari need leaps to catch up with McLaren. I think they are still yet to address their plank wire issue. The car is still being run slightly higher than ideal. The rear suspension update they bought in Spa doesn't seem to have solved the issue. And if what Russell said is true about the Hungarian Grand Prix, then Ferrari should look into it. But is it even worth it looking into that problem anymore? Most teams have already switched 2026. The next is Hamilton's inconsistency. Hamilton has clearly been struggling with his car. He's not very consistent. It's just highs and lows and highs and lows. He doesn't have a consistent performance like Leclerc does. Leclerc has outqualified Hamilton 10-4. The race finishes are 11-2 in favor of Leclerc. So clearly Hamilton is the number 2 driver currently in Ferrari. But Hamilton is not very far behind him. He's just inconsistent, but he does bring in points. I think Ferrari have underestimated how big the change is for Hamilton. Switching over from Mercedes to Ferrari. He's been with the Mercedes family all his life. He started out in the McLaren with the Mercedes supplying the engine. So technically Mercedes family, and then from McLaren moved over to the Mercedes and stayed there until last year. And he's come to this new team now. It's completely different. Hopefully he's able to do something in the next half of this season. Just improve consistency, try to catch up to Leclerc. What to look for in the next half of the season? With development work probably having stopped on the car, you can't expect much of the Ferrari. I think the McLarens will still be dominant. The Ferrari has a chance of finishing P2 by the end of this season. I think we can look forward to Monza. Ferrari lately have been really good at Monza, with Leclerc winning their last year in Monza and Sainz also previously getting a pole. They may get a podium at least in Monza, and even a win is possible. Baku, it's just straights and 90-degree corners. The Ferrari is good there. May get a podium. A win is difficult, but maybe a podium. And Singapore is just like Monaco. High downforce, really difficult to overtake. If Leclerc is able to recreate his Monaco magic in Singapore, then even a win is possible. So yeah, these 3 races I think may get Ferrari their first win of the season. But let's see how it goes.